Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Voice of All here bringing you another StarCraft 2 audio commentary. And here we're going to bring you match number 2 of Group A in the DreamHack Winter 2013. This game is also going to be played on Derelict Watcher. And it is a PvP, as you can see here, between our two players. Spawning in the top right corner, the blue Protoss player, A-NaNiwa. And spawning in the bottom left corner, the purple Protoss, Patience. So let's talk a little bit about these two players before we really get started here. Patience here, he's a relatively new player. He joined Prime in 2012. So he hasn't really shown too much big success in a lot of Premier tournaments, but I do expect him to grow and get better as time goes on, because he really does show he's a really strong player in the matches that he's played so far. And he's a South Korean player, and yeah, so like I said, I expect big things from Patience as we kind of go along. He's always proven himself to be a great player. And in the top right corner, we have A-NaNiwa, who he's a Swedish player. Now, if you haven't recently watched the Intel Extreme Masters 2014 matches, he was up against Polt, and spoilers if you haven't seen it. What ended up happening was Polt scouted in the first game. Polt scouted his proxy gateway right at his expansion, and A-NaNiwa, expecting what had happened, was he expected it wasn't a soundproof booth, so he just gave up and then completely forfeited the entire game, and everyone was booing him when he was leaving because he forfeited. And honestly, people are questioning, is this the end of A-NaNiwa's career, and as a professional StarCraft 2 player. And at this point, the way he reacted, I expect more class from this sort of player. He's been in the scene for so long. He's proven himself to have pretty damn good success in some Premier tournaments, a lot of small-time tournaments. He's proven himself to be successful. So it's, some people are saying it's really unfortunate, but I'm sorry. If you're going to go ahead and quit because of maybe some questionable play, that's your own fault, man. So let me know what you guys think about A-NaNiwa giving up on that game there. But that is not this game, and in this game he was still playing very well. So let's see what's going on. Like I said, this is a PvP, and it's going to be on Derelict Watcher. Now, PvP is probably one of the hardest matchups to cast because it's so boring at the beginning. I'm just going to keep this Structures tab up, because it's really the only way to distinguish between what both players are going. As you can see, their builds right now are identical, and you're probably going to see that throughout a lot of what's going on. Let's just see what units they have out right now. The only difference right now, A-NaNiwa getting a Stalker as opposed to Patience getting a Sentry. And you're going to really see this kind of early on in this matchup. I find that maybe Alliance going to be able to pick up this Scouting Zealot. That's a nice little pickup, but you're going to find that in this matchup, at least this is what I've seen, it all comes down to one humongous battle around the 20-minute mark. Both players usually kind of leave each other alone, and there's not too much harassment until really around the mid-game mark, just maybe approaching into a little bit late game. You see one huge battle with Colossus, Immortal, Zealots, and they shoot lasers at each other. You don't know who's winning, and all of a sudden somebody dies, and then whoever loses that battle loses the game. And that's what you find with a lot of PvP. But you can also get proxy. That's really the only variance, is if you see some proxies. But in this game, we're not going to see a proxy. Let's go back to that Structures tab, because that is, like I said, the only real way you can find out what's going on. And here we have a little bit of pressure here from A-NaNiwa, but no, sorry, I mixed up my characters there. I thought there was more coming. But another two Stalkers coming in from A-NaNiwa. So A-NaNiwa proving to put a little bit more pressure on his opponent, but there goes the Mothership Core. And he's going to be able to push back both of these Stalkers. Oh, hiding a Stalker. Oh, wow, he could have picked that off. Ooh, force fielding. Nice force field there. Able to pick off both. Going to be able to pick off both these Stalkers. So nice job by Patience. And oh my god, the range on that Nexus cannon is honestly ridiculous. It's honestly insane. So let's see what's going on. A-NaNiwa putting a bit of a forward pylon here. And going to continue on with a little bit of pressure here. Probably shortly after this, you'll probably see someone take an expansion. but Patience wisely continue to warping in some units here, and the only difference we have so far is NaNiwa going for the robotics facility and Patience going for the Dark Shrine. So slight variations in both builds right now. Realistically, it's only one building. That's the only difference in both of these builds. So let's see what he decides. He'll probably just end up getting Immortals. I don't think he'll get any dropship. Actually, I didn't notice this Dark Templar coming in here, but great job by NaNiwa, able to really block that off, and he's going to be able to scout that. Let's see, Chrono Boosted Observer coming out now, going to come out just in time, blinking forward, taking out that Dark Templar. Great job by NaNiwa, great ability to see exactly what was coming, and this his DT is able to be thwarted away completely. And it looks like Patience going to be going for his Nexus now, but a pretty scary RB coming from NaNiwa. A lot of Stalkers here, so he's probably going to be able to deny this expansion. He's going to need some serious, and before it even comes in, so he's not even going to be able to use a Nexus Cannon. Some Zealots now being warped in from Patience, see if we can do a little bit of harassment, but a couple more Stalkers being warped in. So here's the engagement now. So some more Zealots coming in as well. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to hold this back. Patience really doesn't have too much, but with that one Immortals are so strong in this matchup that he'll probably be able to throw this away. NaNiwa deciding to go up with the Suicidal Zealot to see exactly what Patience has, but with another warp in, you know what? This is a pretty scary army by NaNiwa here. Maybe we'll be able to do some significant damage, focusing down these. But yeah, with this, with the Nexus Cannon, just able to push back NaNiwa's Stalkers there. So nice job by NaNiwa, delaying the expansion and then pushing back when he knows he's kind of defeated here. Engagement kind of still continuing to go back and forth. Guardian Shield goes up with 2 Immortals here. Going to be able to push back the forces of NaNiwa there. And what is this? Has he not even seen Patience putting a very forward pylon right into NaNiwa's natural expansion, but not going to be able to take that. NaNiwa now wisely putting down his own Nexus, and yeah, both players now just getting down in the Nexuses. NaNiwa is going to come a little tiny bit earlier than Patience, but it's not going to make that much of a difference really. A little bit of a late blink, or early blink, sorry, I should say, from NaNiwa to take down that pylon, but does get taken down, and another warp in here from this forward pylon, possibly try and get another, try and put some more pressure on here, and he does look like he has a significant force here. Let's take a look at the units here. Yeah, his army is looking a lot bigger than Patience at the time, but let's see what he can do here. Blink also on the way for Patience, I believe. Yeah, obviously NaNiwa's forces. I've already got Blink, and here comes engagement, but too many Immortals here. Going to be able to push back this heavily Stalker armor from army from NaNiwa. Able to push that back now, and NaNiwa looks like he might just keep on poking and prodding. Going to see pick off any sort of units he can, and then blink away. Really using that Blink ability to full use, and maybe blink on this high ground here. I think that might be a mistake because he might lose a lot of Stalkers if he decides to do that. Some more Immortals coming in from both players. And let's see back to that Structures tab, because I imagine they are almost identical, and that is exactly what you see. The only difference from before is they just have the Dark Shrine. Patience has the Dark Shrine. Nice snipe there by NaNiwa, able to come in, blink forward, take out a little pylon, and that's nice. Anytime you can delay at all, poking and prodding is always a good thing. Both players now getting their expansions up. Robotics Bay on the way for NaNiwa. And not yet for Patience, but he did, you know what? NaNiwa's doing a nice job keeping Patience on the back foot. Both players not really losing too much, but it's always better to be aggressive than be kind of defending in this sort of situation. He may be able to snipe that pylon again, but no, Patience says no, get out of here. Now he's got a pretty strong force with all these Immortals here. Let's take a look at the units tab. 3 Immortals, actually, yeah, there's 2 Immortals from NaNiwa as well, so they're back at home guarding, making sure no more DTs come in here. And this forward pylon is still available for NaNiwa to be able to warp in some more, but this is very heavy Stalker army. Patience is going to be able to push out now and really see if he can do some damage to NaNiwa now. He's been on the back foot for so long, finally going to be able to see if he can do anything. The armies are looking pretty similar just as well, so let's see if he can do some damage with this. Yeah, I don't know if he's really going to be able to do much now with these Immortals kind of being able to push in. Yeah, it looks like Patience is going to back off anyways. Not really going to go and push into that main base. Possibly go and try and take another third, which I think is smart here. I think it's a great play by Patience. Although, NaNiwa is going to be able to scout it and then possibly try and push in himself. Excuse me, I got to take a drink of water here. Hallucinated Phoenix now coming in and going to be able to see exactly what's going on here. Excuse me. Extended Thermal Lance on the way, so we're going to see some Colossi coming out. If we do not already see one coming out, one just popping there. And Patience I thought was going to take an early third, but I guess thinking better of it, just kind of scouting out this third base here. Sending some Stalkers, going to see this pylon now, going to be able to take that out. And now A-NaNiwa deciding to push in a little bit. Looks like he's traveling across the map, got one Colossus. Let's take another look at this units tab and see who's kind of got the lead here. Looks like both players have very similar armies, but A-NaNiwa having, with that extra Colossus and the extra few Stalkers, he might have a pretty strong advantage here. Patience having one extra Immortal, but that's not going to make a difference with this Colossi here, unless he can snipe it down really quickly. So now Patience able to see this army on the front door, and going to be able to set up appropriately. Going to be chrono boosting out this Extended Thermal Lance. Has that finished for A-NaNiwa? Not quite yet, but I believe it should be finishing shortly. Actually, both players actually going to go, and A-NaNiwa now going to be pushing into this third base, going to delay that even more, and maybe even behind this take his own third base. So A-NaNiwa kind of delaying and then repeating exactly what his opponent is doing, but no, my fault. I thought he was taking his third base, but not quite just yet. And actually, Patience getting supply blocked by taking out these pylon there. So A-NaNiwa was going to push into this front door with the Nexus Cannon drops, and Guardian Shield is up, and let's see what happens. Engaging on this ramp isn't quite a good idea. Time War Field goes down for both players. With that Extended Thermal Lance, though, it is not up for Patience yet, so that's able to do some good damage here. Let's take a look at the units tab. In supply, A-NaNiwa has dropped significantly. 2 Immortals now for Patience, but they don't have Extended Thermal Lance. Blinking forward, Patience trying to take out some more. Able to snipe a couple more Stalkers here, which is nice. Good engagement for Patience here. Able to really push back A-NaNiwa, and maybe even try and push him into his own natural expansion. If he could snipe this Colossi, that would be fantastic for A-NaNiwa. Extended Thermal Lance is done. Going to be able to snipe that first Colossus. Great job by Patience there. Now second Colossus is now out, going to be pushing back, but now, you know what, Patience got a smaller army here. He might have these 2 Colossi, but yeah, wisely deciding to push back now that A-NaNiwa has decided to come in here. Let's take a look at the units killed tab, see what's going on here. A couple workers killed, units killed, everything's pretty even, really, it looks like. And let's see units lost tab. Yeah, everything is pretty well dead even for both players, so showing that in PvP it is almost identical, and I imagine there should be a large battle coming up here, because both, although never mind, I thought this had more stuff with it, but let's take another look at these units. Actually, I want to see the upgrades. Upgrades are identical. Little control group of Stalkers in the corner here, but wow, that's a lot of whatever these things are, Colossi here for Patience, and this is a pretty scary army here. Got the Colossus lead by 2, and A-NaNiwa's got a couple more Stalkers, but with those Colossi, it's going to be really rip into these Zealots here. And let's see, Patience may be going in, no, deciding to pull back, and both players actually opting to get their Nexuses at this point. So, like I said, identical builds, and A-NaNiwa able to really come back up in worker count as well, or sorry, supply count as well. So both players now have probably almost identical armies. Patience still not really getting the Stalker count that A-NaNiwa has, but does have a few more Immortals and a few more Colossi here. So it's really going to come down to how the engagement happens, who's going to get the rights around, who's going to get the lasers off first, because now A-NaNiwa getting an Archon, that's going to be nice. Now Patience knows this is coming here. This is a pretty scary army. Excuse me, but let's see what both players can do here. Looks like A-NaNiwa is going to want to try and push into this third base at some point, putting in a forward pylon here. That's a good idea for A-NaNiwa. So it looks like he's going to try and end this game very shortly. And Patience's army is not in position to defend this third. If he can snipe that third actually and just pull back. Oh my gosh, I totally missed this DT in the third base of A-NaNiwa. Able to take out, actually not too many workers, but completely delay mining. So great job by Patience there, delaying the mining time there. And looks like, what was that? Oh, nice job by A-NaNiwa taking out all the energy from the Mothership Core here. And we possibly have an engagement coming in here soon. Patience pulling up his, trying to get the concave that he needs in order to defend this. Here comes Patience. Let's see, 7 Colossi though for Patience. That is a lot of Colossi. 2 more Archons morphing in on top of the already 4 that he has. Patience now getting the same sort of Archon Zealot. This is basically just a death ball, and I think where the engagement is going to come in. Patience got a nice concave though. No, maybe not. NaNiwa back and forth. It's getting kind of tense at this moment. Oh, and here comes the lasers. Time Warp Field goes down. That could be a big changer in this game. Laser shooting everywhere. I don't know who is up ahead. Lions are NaNiwa's supply is dropping so quickly, but Patience as well losing so much. Oh my gosh, I don't know who's winning. Oh my gosh, Patience's army just completely melting. Yeah, I think that was a Time Warp Fields, but you still got a couple more. No, I think that's the game right there. Lasers everywhere. How did NaNiwa come so far ahead in that battle? Unbelievable. So, comes down to it, one humongous battle. I don't know how NaNiwa had the huge lead in that battle, but was able to get the proper engagements to win this game. And just like that, one big battle, NaNiwa takes game 1. So let's see what happens in game 2. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.